Hello and welcome back, everyone. Today we're going to be doing a lesson on ISO circles, which is a part of the pictorial drawings module in the hub. So to begin, we're going to go to ISO circles, which is a submodule, and we're going to follow these instructions here. So you're going to be creating 3 out of the 6 shown in the note in the pictorial drawings posting in the module. So this is the drawing file for the border. You're going to download this, open it up, and it's just a basic border like you've seen before, and the title block needs to be filled in. Now you're going to have to download this 3 times because you're doing 3 drawings and they're not all going to fit in one border. So make sure you fill the title block in and center the drawing after completion. So going back, we're going to pictorial drawings and looking at this note again. So there is a description on isometric circles that you can read if you'd like to. I don't need to read it to you. And here are the instructions here. Now these instructions are a bit clunky, again, because it comes from a textbook. So the instructions are correct, but they don't explain very well. So I'm going to be explaining it a little bit better, and I'm going to be demonstrating how this works. So I'm going to be doing the peg gauge. So I need to draw 2 different ISO circles to complete this. So there's a radius value of 18. So I need to draw a ISO circle that's 36 millimeters square. And there's also a 16 diameter. I need to draw that one 16 equal square. Now, why do I need to do that? It says right here, step 1, construct an accurate square at 30-degree angle equal to the diameter of the required circle. So 30 degrees is the ISO angle that's used, right? So because this one is given as a radius, I need to multiply this value by 2 because we know that a radius is half of a diameter. So getting ready to go here. Polar on. Make sure this is set to 30 degrees because yours probably won't be. So just make sure it's clicked on to 30. Start with a line. And we're going to come up on 150 degrees, which is the same as 30. And we're going to type 36 because I'm doing the outer circle first. So all these values are going to be 36. Coming back on 30 degrees. And then endpoint to complete. Step 2 says, I'm not even going to read that. All you need to do is draw a line from this endpoint to this midpoint, from this endpoint to this midpoint, and so on, right? So let's do that. Midpoint. All right, now that looks like step 2. Step 3, center a radius to AB. So we're creating a center radius circle. We're starting at A, and we're going to finish at B, and then we're also going to go the opposite direction. We're going to treat this endpoint as A and come back to this midpoint as B. So we're using a center radius circle here to here, repeat from here to here. And then lastly, center C radius CD, join previous arcs. So we're starting at this intersection and coming up to this midpoint, and the opposite in the other direction here, where C is here and D is here. And lastly, from here to here. All right, so that's what it looks like. It needs to be trimmed quite badly. So these lines here, we can erase them. And then we're going to start trimming. So we're going to select trim. We're going to select these two circles, right click, trim those arcs away, right click, select these two arcs, right click, left click, and trim. And we are left with our isometric circle of 36. Now it's not in the correct plane we need, and we're only going to draw it in one plane, and we can just mirror it into the other two planes that we need if we need them. So what we can do is grab the mirror, select the objects, and that is what I need right there. Or else I could do this, erase source, no, and then mirror this again. Like that, erase source, no. The mirroring will be much easier if you leave the polar on and leave the ortho off. So I need to do this again because I need a smaller circle. I need this one to be 16. So I'm only going to need to draw 2 for this one. But this is going to be a repeat, just different values. So again, line, and we're coming up on 16 on 150 degrees. You can leave your polar on when you draw this line. Just make sure it's exactly on 90 degrees. Type 16, 30 degrees, 16, back up to that endpoint. All right, line, midpoint, endpoint to midpoint, and endpoint to midpoint, endpoint. Watch you don't hit the intersection, right? Hit the midpoint. And lastly, one more time, midpoint. Center radius circle from here to here. Right click, repeat from here to here. Intersection to intersection. Erase. Erase. Trim. Select these arcs as boundaries, right click, left click, left click. And we've got it. Okay, so we just need to mirror this. All right. Let's just move that out of the way. Okay, so we have what we need to get started. So we're going to start by copying the larger diameter circle first. So what we're going to do is take this one, and we're going to copy it down here where we can work nicely. And what I also forgot to do, I forgot one of these arcs. So we're going to copy from here, and we're going to put it in there. All right, so the thickness of this is 11. All right, so that's something to note. What we're also going to need to do is draw a line in the middle of this. So we know where the center is. We can't pick up the center of this because it's not a real circle. It's an isocircle, and it's connected by 4 arcs. But what we can do is, because the distance between the center points is 43, we can do this. Draw a line from here on isometric 150 degrees and type 43. All right, so now we know where the center of the next one is supposed to be. So what we can do is take this, make sure you grab everything, and copy it from here to that endpoint. All right, so what we're trying to do is start by building the base. Now, we also said that it was going to be 11 thick. So we can draw a line, again, from this midpoint. We can come up on 90 degrees, and we can type 11. And what we're going to do is select all of this. And we're going to copy them both up from here to here. All right, so that's going to be representing building the thickness of this. All right, so again, it's a little bit of critical thinking here to see it, but we're going to have to close these ends off pretty soon. But this gets it started anyway. And we're going to take the smaller one, and we're going to copy it to here. Draw a line from endpoint to endpoint, and we're also going to find the center of this one as well. And copy it from here to here and to here. And the height of that one is 13. So what we're going to do is draw a line from here, 13, select the arcs, and then copy them from their center point up to there. All right. Now, it can be a bit confusing to see everything, but now we need to get rid of a lot of our extra line work, right? So we have a lot of things that we need to erase. It's just a little announcement there. Come out of the rain. That's nice. So I'm just taking my time, you know, just going around and I'm in no hurry. Okay. So what we have to do now is basically join up these ends here, right? And what we can do is use a tangent snap to do that. So this is a new snap. So what we're going to do is go into Object Snap, and I recommend that you basically clear all the snaps and then just have the tangent on. Now this is because if you have tangent on with lots of other snaps, you have too many things snapping and it becomes problematic. So hit OK, get your line, find the tangent, and go to the tangent on this arc. Same thing, we're going to find the tangent here and the tangent here. Tangent from here to here. And we're also going to have a tangent from here to here, as well as here to here. Now that's just to get us started. Now we're going to have to trim this up a bit as well. So we have to basically look at this. You know, we're not going to be seeing this part of the arc or this part of the arc, and we're not going to be seeing, whoops, this part of the arc either, right? And so you really have to kind of go around and you have to kind of watch what you're doing here so you're not making a mistake. We also need to draw a line from this tangent to this tangent and this tangent to this one, and hopefully you can start to see this thing come together. All right, so trim. We're actually just going to erase this part of the arc here, right? We're going to be doing the same thing here. And we're also going to be trimming that's not going to be seen. Same thing with this. Or that. And we need to get in here. Race. Same thing. Okay, and that is it. So that is your peg gauge. A little bit of work. Just gonna drop it into the center like that. Now, if you want to get it exactly in the center, I'm going to leave that challenge up to you. You can fill the title block in. I don't need to show you how to do that anymore. And that is it. So that one was a bit challenging to do because it was pretty much all arcs. But remember, the tangent snap is the only way that you can blend the lines to the curves and make it look proper. So that is what that looks like. I'd like you to try this one if you'd like. You don't have to do this one. I said pick 3 of the 6. If you think this one's too much work and you'd like to try a different one, feel free to avoid it. Anyway, give it a try. That's your task for today, and good luck.